Hello, I'm John Bach.
And I'm Miranda Kahn. Thanks for joining us, actually staying with us for Newsmax Now. In Boston, sentencing for the convicted Boston Marathon bomber is underway. Will Dzhokhar Tsarnaev face life in prison or the death penalty?
And now General Martin Dempsey is apologizing today to the mother of a slain Navy SEAL. She's accusing him of dismissing her son's ultimate sacrifice in Iraq. We have an update. And it looks like a vote to confirm the country's next Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, may be finally moving ahead after months of delays. But was that before Harry Reid actually started running his mouth? Can this still go ahead? More on that coming up. Newsmax Now starts right now.
And as we just said earlier, thanks for joining us now for the second hour of Newsmax Now. Seems like a new hour.
That's right.
Yeah.
Second hour, let's get started. We'll start with the president's pick to be the next Attorney General, Loretta Lynch. And it looks like the Senate has reached a deal on that human trafficking bill, which has held up her nomination. That means that Loretta Lynch confirmation could move forward very soon. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, old habit there, says a vote could happen as soon as this week. Lynch's nomination has been delayed because Democrats were objecting to language that they found in that human trafficking bill about abortion.
An Oklahoma City volunteer police officer pleads not guilty in a shooting death. Robert Bates is accused of shooting and killing Eric Harris after Bates says he grabbed his gun instead of his taser. The 73-year-old was charged with second-degree manslaughter. Tulsa County's sheriff has since apologized to the Harris family. The sheriff also denied reports that Bates' training records were forged.
And today in Boston, it is the first day of the sentencing phase of the Boston Marathon bombing trial, a day after thousands hit the streets. In the second marathon since those terror attacks played out, jurors are hearing arguments today on whether Dzhokhar Tsarnaev should face life or the death penalty. Life in prison, that is. The same jury found him guilty on all 30 counts earlier this month during his trial. Several survivors have argued against the death penalty. A couple who each lost limbs in that bombing say we must overcome the impulse for vengeance.
People will never really heal from what happened 2 years ago. I know my granddaughter was very close to the bombing.
3 people were killed in that bomb. A police officer was later killed in the chase with Dzhokhar Tsarnaev and his brother. 260 total were injured.
An autopsy reveals the cause of death of a Baltimore man who died while in police custody. Freddie Gray was arrested on April 12th and died a week later from what appears to be a spinal cord injury. The mayor of Baltimore says she doesn't understand how this could have happened.
Angry that we are here again, that we have had to tell another mother.
The mayor says she wants to know if proper procedures were followed during Gray's arrest.
And 2 people are now under arrest in what the U.S. government is calling the largest and deadliest migrant shipwreck ever in the Mediterranean, perhaps ever in the world. A few of these survivors are seen here leaving a rescue boat. The captain of the boat that capsized and his deputy are the ones who are arrested. They're facing charges of smuggling. Officials fear that anywhere from 700 to 900 people died Sunday night when that migrant ship overturned.
More U.S. warships are arriving in the waters off Yemen. They're officially there to conduct security operations, but several reports say their mission also includes intercepting Iranian arms shipments to Houthi rebels. This comes as Iranian officials say they believe a ceasefire in Yemen could be just hours away. Saudi Arabia has been leading a month-long bombing campaign against the Shia rebels.
And England is under attack by jellyfish. Check out this video showing barrel jellies. They can grow up to 6 feet long, and they have been swarming off the coast of Cornwall. The photographer says when he was there last week, it was like a carpet of jellyfish in the water, running for about a mile. Experts say they've been lured to this area by recent and unseasonably warm weather. Well, Ed Berliner with us now.
Well, that's a deep subject.
How's that?
It's quite all right.
I'm still trying to digest all those jellyfish in the water. And what
You're
that
not
really
supposed to
means.
digest jellyfish, John. They're bad for you, really.
Have you ever
It's
been
okay.
stung by one?
No.
Painful.
No, I
Very,
don't, because
very,
when I
very
see one, I go
painful.
the other way. Always happens that way. I do not go towards them.
I wasn't going towards them. It just happened.
How did it just happen? Were you not paying attention?
No, I was trying to help somebody who was
Objection,
panicking.
Your
It's a
Honor,
long
he's badgering
story,
the
but-
witness. Sorry.
He is.
Absolutely.
We want to bring in Ed Berliner. We had a couple interesting...
Thanks for joining us, Ed.
No problem. It's always a pleasure.
Interesting stuff taking place. We got the Major League Baseball season going around. We had some video we were going to show, but I don't know if we were allowed to because of Major League Baseball's rights issue. But a woman catches a beer in her
So
glass
picture this, if you will.
and then takes a sip. You can just imagine it's happened before.
Well, there was
but
a guy
also,
who did that recently, too. Did almost the same thing, where he caught it and he just chugged the beer.
And it's a talent. We applaud these folks, and it's why you bring your glove to the game so you can catch the ball and save your beer, but for a later story. But more seriously, this has also happened recently in Pittsburgh. A foul ball fouled off behind home plate. A woman at a Pirates game was hit in the head. She had to be carted off the field in a stretcher, and you see that. There's the video we can show you from the KPIX, which is stationed there in Pittsburgh. That woman carted off the field. This happened at a Braves game a while back. A little kid got hit with a bat, Ed, and some folks in the past have actually said that baseball is this country's most dangerous spectator sport. We've had reports.
Okay, now stop right there. I want you to see, what did you just see on that videotape?
She was not paying attention.
She was not paying attention. She had her back to the play.
But she was
Absolutely
protected by a screen.
Doesn't make a difference. The screen is there, but if it comes outside of the screen, you are warned on a Major League Baseball ticket. Every single ticket comes with it on the back. Careful, watch out, balls flying, bats flying. Always pay attention to what's going on the field. She turned her back. I'm sorry. I feel very badly for her, but this was an accident. And I really chafe at those who say baseball is the most dangerous sport. I really do.
And not the game itself, but going to a Major League Baseball game. You see the article. This was published in the Week magazine in 2014. And again, this is after a series of events, and we talked about some of these, not necessarily related, but you have deadly fights that played out in a game series between the Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants.
One fight, which was reprehensible. It was a ridiculous display by fans who do nothing more than let their testosterone levels rise at games, because it was between the Giants and the Dodgers, two fan bodies who have hated each other for generations.
But you expect it from Scottish soccer hooligans, but not from American baseball fans.
Why not? American sports fans are just as rabid and sometimes just as brainless as anybody else. I mean, they allow themselves to become more engaged in the game. The games become their lives after a while. We've talked about this on Midpoint, many other places. It's just a game. But people take it, they have no other life, so they let it get to themselves, and then it becomes a violent moment. That's wrong.
I think the parents, when they go to their kids' games, that's where it gets very dangerous.
That, to me, is a big problem. That's a bigger problem.
Let's move along now to another comeback kid. We talked about your favorite guy, Tim Tebow, the other day, but let's talk about another comeback kid, this one coming in the political arena. Take a listen.
Your wife was in the Scooby-Doo van. Did you all have a laugh about how the coverage was so intense? The visit to Chipotle, for example?
Well, let me just make it, we kind of make it a point, we talk about just about everything except the campaign. I don't even think she knows I'm here today, except that she's alone with Jordan.
Maybe he'll text her a picture. Just kidding. Sorry, couldn't resist. Former Congressman Anthony Weiner talking about his wife, now an aide to Hillary Clinton. Anthony Weiner, a media critic now? Any chance his
Getting
wife
political advice from Anthony Weiner is like getting
coordinates?
brain surgery advice from Homer Simpson.
But doesn't this just show us, Ed, how desperate the media is to get a little glimpse inside the Clinton campaign? Everything is so contrived and just clinical in the way they're presenting her early campaign that they're willing to bring Anthony Weiner on to get just some little sliver. What is your wife telling? What's going on inside the Scooby van?
That's all it is. He has no idea what's going on. She's probably going to tell him. He won't tell anything unless, of course, he's up on a charge somewhere. But no, the media wants to know these things. The Clinton campaign has so tightly controlled absolutely everything. They have let themselves open to this, where the media is going to want to know all these little things they can't. Come on, the Scooby van, let's stop with this already. I mean, it's gotten a little out of hand because the van was not decorated. Velma was not in the van. And also, I did not see Scooby at any time. So how can you call it the Scooby van?
It's a mystery what goes on inside the van. So
then what was the van called, though? It wasn't called the Scooby van.
The Mystery Machine.
The Mystery Machine.
We should call it as such. So
that was your
you know as well as I do, the Mystery Machine.
And I want to bring it back real quickly to a more serious topic. We talked about this, the Boston Marathon sentencing phase for the bombing trial. You worked in Boston for a long time. You have a good feel on the pulse of that city. Life or death for this case?
It's going to be life. There are a lot of people there who want him to get the death penalty, but the overwhelming feeling from people there is life. They do not want him to become a martyr. They want to go with the wishes of the family. But I can tell you, having spoken to some people there, and we did this on Midpoint last week, there are friends I know who would just as soon take him out on the back of the courthouse and shoot him in public.
And you can't blame him for feeling that way.
No, I can't.
Ed Berlino will be here right here in just a little less than an hour, so make sure you stay tuned. Stay with us here at Newsmax TV. Much more to come here on Newsmax Now as well.